Hello and welcome to this video on the Gimp 2.4. Now in this video I want to go over with you a little bit on how to save your images once you've done all your editing and got all your ducks in a row and your T's crossed and I's dotted. So first off, normally you'd think, well, you go over here to File and wait a minute, okay, so it's not going to be there. Wrong file. You want to go to the file in the menu of the image you're going to be saving. So you're almost right. Click on File here. Now we've got a few choices here. Actually there's about 5 of them, and if you were to click on the save function, then if you've already saved this image once and given it a name, the location, an extension, and so on, then by clicking on save again, it's going to overwrite that original image file. So you want to make sure you're doing this right. Otherwise, if say you aren't really sure, then you want to go to save as. That way it'll give you the opportunity to save it in a different location or to just confirm in your mind where it was originally saved at. So in case the original one was one that you didn't want to overwrite, then you definitely want to do the save as. Because if you have not saved this in the past, given this a name and so on, then by clicking on save, it will bring up the same dialog as if it were being saved as. For example, and since I've already saved this once, as you can see up here, this gives it a name. Otherwise, it'd probably say something like untitled or unnamed, something or another. But let's go ahead and do the save as. And this is a little bit different than your typical Windows save window. Gives you a lot of different options here. First one, obviously the name. We want to give it a name. As you can see right here, we've got a name for it already, and it's in a PSD or a Photoshop extension. Let's go ahead and give this a name of, I am software box cover. And we're going to save it in the images folder, or you can kind of do some browsing there. Of course, you're kind of limited a little bit. You can click on these, or you can go here and hit this plus sign for browse for other folders. It drops down and gives you a lot more options to pick and choose from. Voila. And this is probably the best way I would do it, is I would click on this, and then after you click on save, then it should open up the next time in this format, rather than in the closed format as it was originally. So here we can just click on where we want to have the image saved, and then here's the folder, and then here's a preview. So you can kind of see here, most of the time it'll give you a preview over here of what the item is that you're looking at, or of course to where you're going to be, what you're going to be saving. Well, now down here, let me cancel this out real quick here. Come back here, save as. You see how it opened up again in this format. Now, and this is the name we've got, but up here we don't want to name this a PSD, or for that matter even overwrite the existing file. So let's go ahead and change this again like I had it a second ago. Soft box cover, and we don't have an extension on there just yet. We're going to do that down here. Well, and of course you can create a new folder if you wanted to. This gives you a little bit of a path of where the location of this image is going to be saved at right here. So let's go ahead and hit this plus sign to select file type by extension. As you can see, it gives you a whole bunch of them to choose from here. Now the main ones you want to consider in working with most of the internet marketing or say web page style images would be the JPEG or the JPG or JPEG, the GIF, that would be the GIF, or the XCF, which is kind of like PSD or Photoshop, only the GIMP version. Then that would be another one, would be the PSD or Photoshop. And the only other extension that I would consider here would be the PNG, which is pretty close to being the same as the GIF, the GIF. Only the PNG tends to have a little bit better luck with the compression. It just tends to work a little bit better in some cases than the GIF. But they're so minute, the differences are so minute, that you can probably get away with using the GIF without any hassles. So the three biggies are going to be the JPEG, the JPG, the GIF, and the XCF. Those are the ones we're going to be working with more times than not. And you can see right here the extensions, and here are the file types here. And just kind of going through here, you can see there's quite a few options you can use to play with here. But here's the JPEG, the PNG, the PSD, the GIF, and the XCF. Now the XCF again is similar to that of the PSD, where this allows you to save all the layers intact and the original uncompressed image. So naturally this is going to be a larger file. So if you got somebody that's going to be downloading this, or you're going to be uploading this is going to be a lot larger file size, take a little bit longer in uploading and downloading than the GIF or the JPG. Now the JPEG is much better suited for things like pictures, photos, gradients, things with lots of colors, whereas the GIF or the GIF and the PNG are more suited towards the low number of colors. Ideally those with like transparencies, in other words those that do not have a background. And also one of the cool things about GIF is you can create animations with it too, and we'll go into that in a different video. But anyway, those are the basics behind saving your images, and whenever you click on these down here, you can see up here where it automatically assigns that extension. So let's go ahead and do this. Give it an extension of XCF, the Gimp version of Photoshop, and then we'll click on Save. Oh no, wait. I know, I want to show you something about the JPG. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to give it a JPG extension, click on Save. It's going to give you this because I've got it in layers still. We haven't compressed all those, as you can see here. It's still all these layers here. So, and it won't save it with all those layers like that, so it's asking us, do we want to take care of that? And we just go ahead and say yes. We do that by clicking on Export. Now this is the cool part here. If you show preview image in window, then you can kind of see it based on the quality. Now just check out the original size where we're at right now. Now we can up this size a whole bunch. We'll almost double it in, more than double it in size, but you really can't see that much more of a difference in the quality. So that's one thing too you want to use this slider bar here for, is to save the space or the file size. So if you take this all the way down to 4.7, you can see how the quality degrades a great deal there. Granted, you're saving quite a few kilobytes, but do you want the quality to reflect that? I'll leave that up to you. But right there is right about where it was, and it looks fairly decent. So that's what I would do. Again, something as far as the JPEG, this is an additional option that you can play around with, where you can kind of compress it even more, so long as you do not notice any major degradation in the quality of the image you're saving. So that being said, that's pretty much a quick rundown on how to save your images using the Gimp 2.4 software. Thank you much for watching, and I hope this helps you out a lot.